Hey guys, got a review for you all today. Today I'm going to be looking at this knife. This is the Kershaw Clash. I've had this knife not that long actually, a couple weeks, but I feel like I'm qualified enough to do a review on this already because I've actually been using it and, well, not really using it so much as, playing with it a lot, and I have used it a few times. This is a very, very budget-friendly folder from Kershaw. You can find these for about just over $20, about 22 to 25 for most online stores. Maybe if you go someplace expensive, you'll pay up to 27 or something. But this is very affordable. So some size information. The blade is 3 inches long, 4¼ inches closed. Like that. And the handle's injection molded polyamide. I think that's what it's called. Obviously speed safe, and the blade steel is 8CR13 MOV. And I think this knife is actually really, really nice for the money. I mean, it's very affordable, and the fit and finish is very good. There's no gap anywhere on the knife that I can tell. That's really detracting from the quality of the knife. It's all very well done, actually. I'm very impressed. Let's go with the blade, I guess. The blade is the 3 inches here of 8CR13 MOV, and it's actually ground pretty nicely. It's pretty high up, and I do believe it's a hollow grind. It is a hollow grind, and it's pretty high up, so it comes to a very thin edge, and the factory edge is actually very nice and sharp. Sadly, I don't have any paper here to slice for you, but it is very sharp, trust me. And the grind's not perfect, and that's not to be expected from a $20 knife, but it's very well done. The blade finish is your standard Kershaw bead blast. No rust on this one, though I have heard of rust from a lot of different Kershaws. 8CR13 MOV steel. Good stuff. I mean, for $20, you're not going to be finding anything better anywhere. You can see the blade shape is sort of the spear point recurve type design. Obviously canonian, but it's a very nice blade shape because the point is actually very nice and thin, but it's actually relatively strong. It can pierce relatively easily. And with that belly, you get that that unique factor of when you do your pull cuts, it really bites into your material. I haven't done too much, pull cutting with this material. I just usually use a tip, and the tip has held up well from use so far. This is Chinese made, obviously. I don't know how you're gonna get a more affordable knife for, a knife at this price, U.S. made. That being said, the Skyline's made in the U.S., but this is made in China. So let's go to the handle now. The handle is actually very nice and chunky. It's very thick. Now that's something, whether or not you like that or not is up to you. But, I think it's okay because the redeeming factor is actually because the handle is very, very comfortable. Canonian is known for its ergonomic designs, and your hand just really, really fits in. It's very comfortable. I was really surprised. I looked at it. I'm like, I'm not sure how comfortable that looks. Once I put that in my hand, it just melts into your hand. It's very, very comfortable. It melds very easily. And it doesn't have too, obtuse of a cutting angle that you'd have to, really wrench down your wrist. You only have to come down a little bit, and that's another benefit of the recurve. Strength on the knife is good. Obviously, you have a liner lock here, and there is there is no left to right play, or up and down. This is a very tight folder, actually. It's not sloppy at all. I think when I got this knife, the liner lock locked up actually a little earlier, like here, and it seems to have moved a little bit. I think that's something you get with speed safe or assisted designs, is that they open with so much force that they wear the lock. So that's something you might have to consider. The handle has this nice texture on it. It's not really all that grippy though. It's mostly aesthetics. I'd put this, knife into sort of an EDC category because it is a 3-inch knife, but it's pretty big for a 3-inch knife. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense. That probably doesn't make any sense. What I just said. It's big in the fact that it's heavy duty and it's tough. I mean, it's a very tough knife. I mean, even though you have a liner lock, it's a very thick knife. Full stainless steel liners on the knife, and you got a relatively thick blade, and it's relatively broad blade. So it feels kind of more of like a heavy duty EDC, not something like a leak. The clip is tip up to down, but only for right-handers, so sorry left-handed people. Let's do some size comparisons. Right here I have a 1st gen Spyderco paramilitary. So you can see it's lengthwise, whole thing is about the same. And here's the Warcom. Nice small folder. As you can see, it's about the same size as the paramilitary open. The weight on this knife is 4 ounces, which makes it pretty chunky for such a 3-inch blade, but I don't mind it. It's at the point where it's almost a little too heavy, but at this point I think it's light enough that I'm willing to carry this. I mostly use this at home. I didn't carry this. The centering is not perfect, but I've never cared about that, honestly. A lot of people have that as like their pet peeve or something, but I honestly don't understand why people care. I understand, quality knives should be centered perfectly, but you're opening and closing it constantly, and that must do something to how it sort of sits there. So the deployment is very easy. Close the knife is no sharp edges or anything, except for the flipper a little bit, but you just come up here and deploy. You don't even need that much force. And I find what's really nice about this knife is that you don't actually need too much force to close it compared to other speed safes I've had. It seems like a lot of the other speed safe knives I've had requires a lot more force to close. But this one is actually very easy. You just bring it a little bit past this point and it just closes. Very, very nice and simple. Overall, I'd highly recommend this knife if you're looking for a knife, if you like speed safe, and if you're looking for something around 20 bucks. This is more of a hard use EDC in my opinion, but it's a very nice value. For 20 bucks, I don't think there's any other knife I'd recommend over this. This Warcom is about the same price range, but I'd highly recommend this too, but this is in a different, sort of POU or philosophy of use, like Nothing Fancy says, compared to the Clash here. Anyways, that's my review of the Kershaw Clash. I advise you guys to get one of these, just try it out. I've never been a huge fan of the speed safe, but to be honest, I don't really mind it too much on this knife. Try it out. Thanks guys, see you later.